Thank you all so much for coming. I'm Brianne Rosner. I'm the Craft Fair and Gallery Director at Peters Valley. I am really delighted that you're all joining today to see what this platform is about. I know that everyone's been getting so many invitations for virtual events, and it's been a really interesting, strange time and trying to figure out, how to go on and what we can do to bring opportunities for artists. As a nonprofit, it's really important for Peters Valley to help artists practice their craft. And so we've been trying to think as creatively as possible what we can do and what might work for everyone. So for this presentation, I'm gonna share my screen and give you a walkthrough demo of the platform. And then after, we're gonna put a link in so that you can actually register and go into this demo that we have. We'll keep it open probably for an hour or two so that you can see it for real. I'm gonna touch on the gallery products if you wanted us to list your products instead, and then we'll open the floor for questions and answers also. So it's probably easiest if I show you how it works. We can just jump right in. And if anybody has any questions, you can type them in the chat and we can try to get to them while we're going through this. I know I tend to talk really quickly and move fast, and I want to make sure that we're all getting all the information because I know that it's so much and I've become very comfortable with it. So I want to make sure that I'm not going too fast and confusing everybody. So just let me know if there's anything you need from me. So let's see here. So can you all see my screen? Let me see. Of course now, sorry, I can't see the chat. So let me see if I can get that open. Okay. All right. So here we are. So this is the platform. When anybody comes to register, they're up here at the tickets is where they would sign in. I've already done that, so we're gonna join the event. But ahead of time, this is the page that anybody that goes on to register or see the event, that will be promoting it through, will see this. So everybody's booth will be listed here prior to the event. And then here we enter the event. Oh. And now it's logged me out, so bear with me. Of course, we all have technical difficulties, don't we? Oh, already registered. I had this all set and ready to go, and then right before this got started, my Firefox crashed and had to restart. So bear with me here. Somebody asked if we will be charging admission. We are going to have a free ticket, but we may also then ask people if they'd like to donate. So we'll have definitely have a free option for this. Okay. So thank you for your patience on that. So here we are. So now I've just gone in to the join event, and you come into this main reception page. And then we hop over to the expo, which is where all the booths are. So customers can come in. If they want to search directly for you, they could type your name in and find you that way. So the booths themselves, we're really going to encourage everybody to be live. You can have a pre-recorded video. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a couple questions here. So is everybody able to see this whole screen? Okay. Can everybody, I know there's no sound on. Everybody sees it. Okay, great. So somebody could come in, they could play a video. The main booth area here is going to have some information about your work. Let me just turn this volume down. And then the Shop Now button is really where we want everybody to go. That is going to pull your website up and go directly to your products. So what's really great about this, and we're going to have tutorials for all the attendees so that they can see exactly how to navigate this, because obviously when you see it for the first time, you're not sure what to do. So that is something that is really important to us that we will be doing. But what we want to do is encourage people to go into the chat and interact with you when you're in a video. So I'm going to hop out of this one because there's nobody there to interact with. I'm actually going to go down to the Peters Valley Gallery booth because our gallery assistant Lakota is here so that we could do this little sample presentation for you. So I'm entering the booth now, and she can see at the top here who comes in. So she will know if somebody comes in, and then she can welcome them.
So if I'm in here, I can see the number of people that are entering. And if I notice that there's new people, I can say, hello, I noticed somebody new came into the booth. Welcome to the Peters Valley Gallery booth. I'm Lakota. You can feel free to go under the booth tab and click the Shop Now button, and that'll bring you directly to the Peters Valley Gallery website where you can see some of the things that we have available for sale. And if you have any questions about them, you can go over to the little chat tab and you can type in any questions for me to see. And you can also turn your video on if you'd like to chat directly with me and have a conversation, and I can show you some of the pieces that are in the gallery, and I would love to answer any questions that way with you as well.
So I'm going to ask her a question. What is so great about this for the customers is that they can participate as much or as little as they want. So if somebody's in their pajamas and they just want to shop around, they don't have to interact with anybody, or they can ask you a question in the chat and don't have to be visible. We really want to encourage all of you to be live and present, because what is so great about craft fairs and what seems to be lacking with online shopping and virtual platforms and things like that is that direct interaction with the customers. So for example, Lakota can just put a link in here. I asked about Bruce Dennert's work, and we do have his work. So she can put this link in. This is going to go and show me all of his work. And so let's say that I'm going down and I'm going to look at these cups, and I kind of want to see a better look at them. I'm not sure. I can go down here, read the dimensions. I'm not really sure the look, the feel, the scale of them. So I can go in here. I could either put it in the chat, or I could go ahead and just put my video on. And it just takes a second. And I'm going to turn my microphone off on this because otherwise we'll get some feedback. Now, if I click twice here, I can make myself small and she can be large. So I could ask her if she could show me what these GT 2400 cups look like, if she can tell me about them, any more information about them.
I can. So we have some here so you can see the scale. This is how large they are in your hand. It's a little bit easier to see the photos online, but here you can see how big they are. And they were actually fired here on Peters Valley's campus by Bruce Dennert, who is the head of our ceramics department. And if you have any other questions, I can certainly answer those for you as well.
And let's say that then I wanted to ask about another cup, and you know, what else do you have by him? she could pick up another cup and then she could put the product link for me right in the chat here so that we could go to it.
Here's just another color, but we also have a lot of other work by him as well. And you can see that in the link that I provided with all of his pieces there at once. But we also have all of these pieces back here where I can kind of choose one if you wanted to see. You've got ones like this.
And I just want to address everybody. We're getting quite a bit of comments, and I'm not reading all of your questions now, but I promise we'll get to them. But seeing about the lag that's in here, that's because I'm on Zoom right now, sharing my screen to a live video. So we don't expect this to be happening. We've done a lot of practices of these and don't have this kind of lag. What we have noticed is that the picture may not be quite as clear, and that's why we're encouraging everybody to interact right with the website and the chat at the same time. A customer can put, you know, the product up and they can still be talking to you if their video's on. So it's really still interactive, just in this really new, different way. Because the pictures, I think, really are going to show the work better. But when you're shopping, you know, a lot of it, it's like if you're looking for jewelry and so, you know, you put your video on because somebody says, well, what earrings are going to look good on me? What color is going to look good on me? And you can have those kinds of personal conversations that's what everybody wants, to go to craft fairs and meet artists and interact directly with artists and buy work from artists for that reason. So I don't know, Lakota, did I miss anything else, or should we just go back into Zoom?
I don't think there's anything else. Yeah. I mean, you can also message someone directly. So if you wanted to send them a specific link or have a longer conversation through email or anything like that, you can also directly message them and share contact information if they had a custom order or anything like that.
So for example, if I don't want to purchase something right now, but I want to get on Lakota's email list, I can give her my email address and it'll go into a message. These will all be linked to your email, so you will get all of these messages to your inbox in your email. And so what we're gonna do now, I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen and we can open it up to some of your questions. If you wanna ask a question directly, you can put your video on. You can request video and Lakota can allow you to put your video on to ask your question so that we can get to all of this. And then, like I said, we'll put a link in so that you can all go into the platform after this meeting. We want to keep this brief and then have those personal conversations with you right there because it's probably a lot easier. So let's see. Questions. Now there's so many, I've got to keep track. So why don't we, if somebody wants to ask a question, why don't we put your video on? Can we try that? Okay. So let's start with Carol.
Do I need to have my own website to participate in this, Brianne?
No. So thank you for asking.
Yeah.
We want to make this really approachable for everybody. We know that some of you do have online stores and we want to let you connect directly to that. But we are also offering the option to put products up online through the Peters Valley Gallery website. And so we have these like add-ons that you might have seen in my email, but it's like certain product listings. And then, and I can show you in the demo, I forgot to do that. We had one of the websites that would link to those products so that you can see it. So when you do go on to the demo, it's Jonathan Spoons, we have that connected to our gallery page so that you can see what that would look like.
But would they still be able to live chat with me if I don't have a website? They can still live chat on Hopin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is that, you know, you want to have products for sale.
Mm-hmm.
So however it is, all of those, like that shop now button is going to go to whatever link is to your products. And so that will be different for everybody, but we will put your custom link in to your individual booth.
Oh, I just lost your video.
Yeah, I think my computer seems to have a lag and I'm up, not in my normal computer, so I apologize for that.
So if I don't have a website and people shop for my things via the gallery website, would you then take payment or can people pay me?
All the payments would be through us. We're
Mhm.
going to take 10% of the sales.
Okay, so every
from
payment.
processing and everything, and then we'll
Okay.
issue the payment after. We'll give you all what the sales were. We'll work out all the shipping costs ahead of time with you. So there's going to be a lot of, if you do choose to do that, we're going to be working directly with you to get the products up, to get the information that we need to set up all, make sure that you have all the shipping figured out and anything else. And so
Okay.
we really want to work with all of you on an individual level. We're happy to help however we can to help those of you that are not already selling online get more comfortable with doing that.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question?
Brianne, I have a question sort of following up on that, which is that if we do it through the Peters Valley Gallery, sorry, will you have some of our products if you don't have them there now, so that someone who's looking through the gallery, during the show, so someone could try it on and show them? I make earrings, so I'm wondering about that. If they just start, again, looking at it as images, then they might be thinking, what's the scale? How does this look on me, etc.
Well, so that's exactly why we're encouraging the live booth, right? So for example, I have a necklace here. You can see the product up online and you're going to see a crisp picture of it and wonder what it looks like. The whole reason that I would be in that virtual booth to interact with you is to be able to show you scale,
Right.
to answer
I get
your
that.
question.
But if we do it through the Peters Valley Gallery.
So let me just show you here. I'll share my screen real quick because I'm sorry that I didn't show you that before. So it would be the same thing. So if I go into this booth, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, so Jonathan Spoons, we have his. So if I go to shop now, these would be all of the products that he's selling through the gallery. So everybody, you would have your own page that's
Right.
going to be a direct link just to your products.
Right, but if I don't have a booth as such, and someone wants to see, your lovely friend who's showing us the mugs, would I send you some of my jewelry so that she could actually show that to people and perhaps try it on?
Well, the idea would be that you would showing them from your own booth. So Jonathan Spoons, right, they would be in this booth.
Right.
They would be in here with their video on, and then you would go on to the web page and be looking.
So I would be joining the Peters Valley booth to show people stuff.
Say something.
No, you would be in your own booth.
Right, but what if I don't want my own booth? If I just want to do it through Peters Valley, the gallery option.
Okay, well then that would be consigning through. Yeah, we can have a different conversation about that if you want it to be one of our consigning artists in the gallery.
Okay.
We can certainly have a conversation about that. And then that your products would be, you wouldn't have your own page. It would just be within all of the products on the gallery.
Right, and I think I just saw that as at the bottom of the list as an option and just assumed that was not, I don't know. Sorry, I just thought that was just part of doing it through Peters Valley.
Yeah, what we wanted to do with the products was basically for artists that don't have e-commerce websites set up to be able to provide you your own personal e-commerce page that wasn't, muddled in with all of our other work and wasn't requiring you to get your own e-commerce page on a platform on your website to set up all the products if you didn't know where to start with that.
Right. I just don't know how well my work's going to sell, and I don't want to necessarily invest $350 in my own booth, so.
Right.
any number of questions.
Go ahead, John.
Brienne, when you speak of the booth, is that on Hopin?
Yes, the virtual booth is what I just showed you with the expo where all of the logos are.
Okay. Now, we don't have an e-commerce situation. So would we be showing work through a video in our booth?
So what we were just speaking to with Holly, we would recommend that you would want to sell products through the Peters Valley Gallery. So for $50, you can have 12 product listings that have endless quantities and what's called variants, which means if you have, you know, like your little studs earrings, you could have earrings and you could have like 10 different sizes, or you could have stud earrings in 5 different colors, and that would be one product.
Yeah.
And that's how we would recommend that you would facilitate the sales.
Since basically my work is one of a kind, that I don't have like 12 is the same thing. Can it be? See, that's what's confusing me. How would I show one of a kind pieces? I would only get to do 12?
No, I mean, we have different ones and we have, you know, 36 products we can do. We're trying to figure out kind of our capacity, but there might be other ways too. I just got an email, and I don't know if anybody else knows this, but if you use Square, it said that you can send direct links to people to get to, like, say, like, send me however much money, and maybe that's another option.
No.
So we can try to figure out how many products, you know, like what makes sense. But the other thing is with your one of a kind, it might be that you call them all something under one series, and then you can list 10 of them under one item.
Now,
And it might fit in like that, so that you could actually, you know, you could list technically 360 unique items
Okay.
under the product listings. So I think we can have individual conversations about those kind of questions about how your work might fit within these different packages that we're offering, because I think everybody does make different kinds of work, and some people have a lot of multiples and some people have a lot of unique one-of-a-kind pieces. And so I'm happy to have those individual conversations with each of you, and I'll be in the session after this in my booth, so you can come talk to me there about those specific questions. Rachel, yeah, I see you raising your hand. Thank you.
I just managed to get it in, so I'm late, so I probably missed the most important stuff. Is there going to be a way, I see you're recording it, will I be able to see the recording of this later, because I missed everything about the description of the booth?
Yeah, so 2 things to answer your question. Yes, we are recording this and we can share this with you later.
Okay.
Also, at the end of this, we're gonna put in a link so that you can actually go in. We have a demo session set up today.
Oh, great.
And you can go in, and I will be in my booth, which has my name on it, live. So when you enter in, you just wanna go to the expos. You'll see a link on the left side.
Okay, because right now, everything you're talking about, I don't know what you're talking about. Just
I know. And I know it's kind of confusing at the beginning. And we plan, like I said, especially for all the customers, we're going to do some tutorial videos. We've got several months to plan that. You know, I've been kind of, this was a bit rushed to get together, but we will have all of that.
Oh my God, I can't believe the mountain you've been climbing, but it's great to have things in. Number 1, do this.
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
Yep.
For the illiterate among us.
And there's
Okay.
lots of us.
Yes.
There's many of
I have a
us.
question. This is Jan.
Yes. And I know Jerry has
What you
a
just
question
showed
at
us
the
seems to
end.
be,
Go ahead.
what you just showed us seems to be targeted towards someone coming and asking about a specific artist. And I don't have an audience yet because I'm an emerging artist. How do people browse and find my work?
So if you saw, and I can go back to share my screen, we had the categories for all of the booths. And that way, you
The
don't have
categories
to
had
know.
one name on it.
You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So we only put 6 booths up to just show you as a sample. But if somebody wanted to come in and shop for jewelry, they could just peruse through the booths like this. And it would have an image, and then you would click on it, and then they would be able to go right to the website to see the work or see you in your booth.
So then our image that's on the front there needs to be very exemplary of our work.
Yeah, we were going from your submissions in Zapplication. If you wanted to send us a specific image, we would be happy to do that.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, we really want to encourage people not to just go to one artist that they already know, you know, all those ways that they experience a craft fair by being able to see all the variety. And then what's neat is they can pull up all the different websites so they can keep them up as they're shopping and have a question. Francesca, I see you with your hand raised. Jerry had his hand raised first. So let me, I'm gonna let Jerry ask his question and then Francesca's next.
I just wanted to ask a very important question, and that has to do with promotion and advertising for this. How are you going to reach out to customers? This is out of the box for most people.
Yeah.
So I also realize that to some extent your thinking may still be in process about it, but would you kind of open the door a crack and tell us kind of what you're thinking about how to advertise this?
Sure, and that's really what you know, why what the booth fee is trying to cover, that we have enough money to properly advertise this.
I don't honestly see how I can make it.
We
work.
want to do, you know, all of the online advertising, social media, probably again like paid advertising
To them.
to different places, and then hoping that all of you too will collectively promote it, and that we all kind of can come together and work on this together. If you guys have recommendations of places that we should be placing ads, you know, we are really open to that, and really just working collectively to promote everybody and help everybody.
Are you still going to have postcards to send out?
I have it in my proposal to send out postcards.
But
So
by the way, the least effective way to advertise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to do a limited amount. I think for, at least for Peters Valley, for our mailing list, I think that there are people that we want to come to this that maybe don't get our emails, that might go in spam, and being selective of who we send that to make sure that people do want to come. You know, that
I just wanted to make a quick point that I moderate a Facebook page of 2,000 clay artists, and I'll put this on that. But I bet that would have more impact.
Yeah, that would be great. And like I said, we really welcome your input because this is all new territory for everybody, and so we're trying things and we're trying to make the smartest decisions that we can. But it's really helpful to get all of that information from everybody as well. You know, I learned about this platform from another group that I was in where somebody went to a conference on it, and I thought, oh, well, let me look that up and see if that could work for the craft fair. And so it's all of that collaboration that I think is going to help us.
I'm sorry I'm taking so much time, but I think this is also the wave of the future, and it clearly is. Because this has the opportunity to reach a lot of people that wouldn't normally come to a craft fair because they might live in California. I started, you know, the only advantage of the virus that I can think of is I've actually had the time to start an online commerce site for my pottery. And I am absolutely amazed at how far away people are buying my work. I have on my desk now one package that's going to go to Wyoming and the other one that's going to California, neither of which I've ever had contact with the people before.
That's
So
awesome. Well,
isn't that
that's
wonderful?
That's why we're so excited about this, because you can really reach that, everybody can reach out to their national audiences. So if you're normally do shows in however many states and you don't get to see all of those artists or those buyers that you normally would see, you can now reach all of them at this one event. And
So
so
you
that's
might
what we're hoping.
So I'm talking to the other participants. You might think that your Facebook page doesn't have that much impact, but put this on it, because people will retweet it and all kinds of stuff. You'd be surprised how far it will go.
Yeah, and we'll provide you with a lot of promotional material. Like I said, once we get all those tutorials and everything, we're going to make sure that you have all of that to promote it as well.
Good.
Okay, Francesca, you can go now.
So I also had a similar question, so I'm not going to ask about that. I actually, while you guys were talking, I thought about maybe, I don't know if Artful Home catalog accept any advertising, but that could be a place where you want to advertise. I have a question about how the live booth will work. Like, for example, let's say now I'm in my kitchen, but I'll probably be in my studio, and do I need to have all the products that are for sale catalog, or, you know, because I'm terrible with that? Or maybe, I don't know, I have a necklace up here, somebody say, oh, what's that necklace? I'll show it, but it's not photographed. So there is no SKU number or anything, let's say in this. So can I sell it or not? Like an impromptu sale, can I do that? Or everything should be entered in an inventory or something?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I said, I just got an email from Square yesterday that says that you can just send like links to people. So there might be a way to do this more impromptu, or you could get their email and you could do that private message that we showed you, where they might say, this is the product that I want, and then you might sell it to them later, which kind of speaks to what you were saying, Betty,
But
you know,
then-
about all your individual products. And if they're not up, you know, you could certainly do that and follow up with them later.
Okay.
I do have to admit.
Then
that
it would be, so that we do the craft show just to kind of advertise. Because the problem I feel is that you have to finish the sale when people see the pieces. Otherwise, I mean, you know, you can change your mind. So
Right. Why we are encouraging you to kind of have the products up on your website, but I certainly understand what you're saying. So then it's like, how do you make accommodations for some of those pieces that might not be up?
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if you had an option also for that kind of, like, if you have like maybe a SKU number that is empty,
Yeah.
and we can add it on the fly. Like, oh, you see this necklace, and I just give me 5 minutes and I make a new SKU number, and then you can go and check out with you.
And then we
That
get the-
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will have to get back to you on this, because I think that there is a way to do it, and it's figuring out which is the way that makes the most sense.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean,
Ideally,
photographing
you're going to have all
everything-
your products. What's that?
Photographing everything, especially, I mean, I don't know, I used to, because now I used to work for when I did shows, that I would make until the day before I was leaving for a show, and then here it means that you need to get ready and prepare like a month before, because then you have to do all the photographing and all the paperwork. So it's just, I mean, I know it's wrong. I mean, I should be doing more of a change my mental setting and think about like how you do it. It's just
No, I think it's a fantastic question. And that this is the reason that we're all having this conversation right now, is like, I'm trying to present this thing to you, but I want us to all be on the same page, and we want you to be successful with this. You know, we want you to want to do it because we think that it has a lot of potential. And then we want to work with all of you to figure out what are all those fine details that are going to make it successful. And if we all put our heads together, we can probably find these solutions.
And then I also had another suggestion that is about teaching or educating customers how to use. I mean, the same kind of thing that we are doing now and you're presenting to us. I mean, the people that are going to do the shopping will have to, I don't know, if via newsletter or email list something, maybe show the video and show how it works.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. And it's
Yeah.
not gonna be me like being nervous and messing up. It's gonna be a really professional, prepared.
Right.
Tutorial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
great.
Absolutely.
That's great. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
To answer some of Francesca's questions, this is Lakota talking in the background. If you look into the chat, there are a number of artists who have some suggestions on how to take requests for a piece that isn't in your inventory already. So if you just wanted to check that out and kind of see if any of those work for you.
I meant I don't have my glasses, so I can't read.
Oh,
any
no,
of it.
okay. I just wanted to let you know there are a lot of people who were commenting on that. So.
Oh,
We
great.
can follow up. We'll have the chat and we'll have this recorded so we can follow up later.
I want to see the chats.
Mhm. So just click the chat at the bottom of the screen and it'll pop up on the side.
So, hi,
Anybody else have?
yeah. So as an exhibitor, can you hear me?
Yes.
As an exhibitor, for the show hours, I am going to sit by my computer and simply wait for someone to find me on your website.
Yeah, what I didn't explicitly say is like, we want to encourage you to be in a space, not necessarily just at your computer. It's figuring out how to get a setup that's like where you can show your work as well. And then like I have here, I'm on a table in my studio and I brought my computer over here and I can like have work that's at my grab to help people, to show people, so you can have more than like what you're showing.
Just X.
But to kind of have all the work
I was trying to see.
available so that you can show people scale and other questions that they have.
So we have the
We don't
website.
have to, we are gonna let people have pre-recorded video, but we're going to want to approve the video so that they're at a certain level of professionalism. And we're also gonna keep that only to about 20% of all of the participants, because we really want to encourage you to be in your booths interacting with customers.
So as a customer, if I say I want to come to this particular show, what will I get? So I sign up and you're going to send me what? I'm a customer.
Well, they're gonna get, and you'll see it if you go on to the event later, the registration page, and that's gonna list all of the artists.
Where? I don't see it. Oh.
And then we'll probably also on our website have something with links to your website. We'll have listings with links to your website as well. And then when they register, we get their email, so we'll be able to send them tutorials and information and everything ahead of the event so that they're comfortable with it and excited about it and, you know, ready to participate.
Okay, thank you.
Brianne, I have a couple questions.
Okay, yes.
Mary Lynn. I have a question about the changing of the date and the weekend. Like, do you think that that's going to affect the customers who always look forward to coming to Peters Valley the last weekend in September?
I hope not. The reason that we decided to reschedule it is because it is a Jewish holiday that weekend, and we thought that it was more important to be accommodating and sensitive to that. And so we figured it's still at the end of September, but making it that 1 week before.
And then I have another question. I think you covered it when you were first showing us the tutorial, you know, what you were doing on screen, but I need a lot of clarification. When people are visiting my booth and I'm chatting with them and then they go to my website to look at items, can I still be chatting with them?
Yeah, and that's what's so great about it, because they can have the website on and be like talking to you and asking you questions while they're looking at the products on your website.
And so will I see what they're looking at?
They'll have to tell you, but some of it is like you might put in a link in that chat or they might put in a link. So what we would encourage is that everybody has their own websites up in their browser, just like they have the Hopin webpage up, so that you can also be going back and forth.
Right.
Because you can be on your video I'm sorry, you can be on your website and your video will still be on and they'll still think that you're talking to them, even if you have a screen in front of you that's showing your products.
Right, right, right. Thank you.
Sure, Katie, you have a question?
Yeah, just a quick question about the videos.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious, say that I was going to be live for most of the day, but then like I need to take a half hour and go and eat or go take care of my son. Would I be able to say, okay, I also have this pre-recorded video and I'm going to take a lunch break, and could I play my video during that time and switch back and forth?
So you can't, not with the video in the way that we had it, because that we have to do that on our end. There is an option for screen sharing.
Okay.
You could try that, or you might just put a sign up or something in the chat that says
Okay.
like I've hopped out for a few minutes, you know, kind of like how you would be
Right.
at your
Be right back. Yeah.
Of course, everybody's gonna need to run to the bathroom, they need to do things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you might put a
Oh,
sign
one
up.
other quick question. Are you going to have a minimum of people that you want to be participating to go forward with the show?
Yes.
What, I'm just curious what it's going to be,
Many.
if you know yet.
I personally think that we need at least 75 for the booths to look full on the booth page. I saw another event that had 50 and I didn't think it was enough. I'm hoping that we're gonna have more like 100, 125, 150.
Okay.
But if we, yeah, that's our minimum.
Okay, thank you.
Ben?
Yeah, I'm gonna, Heather?
Yeah. Hey, I just one question. We have 2 websites. So can we link to 2 websites?
No, you probably need to have 2 booths because there's only one website link
Okay.
in it.
All right. That's good. Thank you.
Liz,
Okay, John?
Eddie, I'll come back to you. Liz, go ahead.
Okay, if we were setting up our own booth here at the house, you know, as our own site, do we have to set up the entire booth, or can we just set up a table with a booth with our items out and with an explanation of we have so many of each, that kind of a thing? And
Yeah, and I think some of it, it's like, you know, when I was thinking about, so you know how you have work in the back of your booth at a show, you only have some out on display.
Yeah.
You want to have that work accessible so that if somebody asks about something, you can say, oh, I'll be right back, I'm going to get it. But like I was saying, you know, I have work on my table here. You can't see it in my booth.
Yeah.
But I might have like piles of paintings and I can pull one up and show you.
But I would.
I didn't spend the time like doing the whole display of the entire booth.
But I wouldn't set up the whole booth display in our house here
Right.
to do this thing.
And this would not be through Peters Valley. It would just be here. But how would we work sales?
So I'll show you. You guys should come and hop in after and come in my booth and we can talk about it.
Okay.
And I'll explain everything. Ron, I see your hand raised.
Yeah, hi. Is there a way on, I don't know what you would call it, like, I guess the portal to our booth, to list times that we would have demonstrations? You know, we're paper makers, and so much of our sales were dependent upon us doing these demonstrations and interesting people in what are you doing there? You know, and obviously nobody's gonna be able to touch our papers, so we lose that aspect of it, but we would like to do public demonstrations of what it is that we do. And is there a way in that portal for us to list it? And the other question was, and I don't think we're going to do it, but when I went on the Hopin website yesterday to check out what this platform was, one of the things they said would be alluring people is to put like a discount coupon on that portal. And again, we're not necessarily going to do that because our economic, our website doesn't allow us to honor coupons.
Yeah, they do have that option. They have a lot of options, and for simplicity, we weren't going to do them. But if we have enough people that want to do demos, there are like they have a stage where you could do that, or we could put, there's like a main chat for the event, so you might post your schedule there.
Okay.
Or we could post it in that main reception page. There's a whole description area where we can put in information. So if we found that we we could find a way to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Rachel?
Hi, Dan. And I just wanted to follow up with Ron. I had a question at the same time. We're both with Frontline Arts. And first of all, I wanted to also commend you for coming up with this and putting this all together. I'm also in touch with a lot of people in international print fairs and all kinds of things like that. And so many are just canceling the whole thing for a year. And a lot of people are devastated. So I'm glad to have this chance to try it. I'm very intrigued. To follow up with what Ron said, because we have multiple people, as I assume some other booths might, would we have an option if we're at different locations, like if Ron and my other staff are doing a live demo outside, and then maybe they want to take a break, and then I have kind of a booth set up in my apartment, are we able to stream in at different times from different locations, or is it like that feed?
So it's all the same thing in that booth, and I'm sorry that I wasn't clear about this earlier. You can have up to 10 videos on at once. So you probably won't have 10 customers putting their video on in their booth at the same time. You could then use that and stagger different people's participation. Like we were gonna have Pratt University is a similar situation to that, where they were gonna, for the university, we usually have them have 4 or 5 artists at the booth. And so then they would be scheduled and going in at different times in there.
Okay, very cool, thank you.
Francesca, your question, and then Maya.
So I have 3. One is how is tax, just a second, Bambini. Tax. How do we deal with returns if people ask to return something and you get the 10%? How it's gonna happen? I mean, what's going on with that? And also, there will be, are there an option, or is there an option for international participants, not customers? So if somebody is from overseas and wants to buy from us, it's something that did you take it into consideration at all or not?
Yeah, they would
shipping,
just have
things
to do
like
the
that?
shipping. Yeah, it's the shipping costs. And
the shipping cost will be entered with the price of the piece, or?
Well, so if you have your own, anybody that has their own website, e-commerce store, we would encourage you to have a return policy and then have your shipping figured out. If you're doing it through the Peters Valley Gallery, we typically return for store credit, but we can work with all of you for figuring out what your return policy might be. And then as far as shipping, we would—
Well, like I'm saying, for example, if I accept returns, then what about the 10% that I paid to you? Are you going to give me back that 10% or not?
Oh, I see what you're saying. If you had a sale through the gallery.
Yeah. Or that person will have to get that 10% in store credit.
Let me get back to you. That's a good question. Yeah.
I'm asking this because e-commerce, I mean, buying online to me means easier to return stuff. And so it could be an issue that it needs to be, addressed.
Yeah, I think that we would return, if we're accepting the payment, we would then actually process the return anyway. So it would all go through.
Because anyway, so if I understood correctly, anyway, even if it's my website, if I have a website, the sale is processed through you, correct?
No, if you have your own website, your own e-commerce website, then your booth is going to link directly to your website. We're offering to let people sell products through the Peters Valley Gallery website if they don't have an e-commerce site that they
want to. 10% is if I sell through the gallery.
Yeah, if you have your own website that you are linking to, all you need to purchase is the virtual booth that is $150.
And so also the tax, it will be my business.
Right, you handle all of the sales, you handle everything. We do not take a percentage for any of your sales through your websites.
Okay.
Just like a craft show. The
Understand.
same thing as a craft show. Yeah.
Okay.
And Maya, you had a question?
Yeah, so when you go into the booth as a user, I could see that there was a main photo to like click on it. If it was like X over jewelry, you would click on it, you could see a photo of that jewelry. Once you go in, is there any options for having, is there a, like, can you put photos inside the booth to add like kind of like branding, or is that like not a thing and it's just the chat and it's just you if you're gonna video with people?
Well, you can put a banner up.
Okay.
In your booth, right?
Okay.
And we can explore there is a screen share option, but then you're not showing your video. I don't think if you're doing that, but we can look at that.
Okay.
It's the top of the hour and I'm happy to answer all of your questions, but for those of you that have been waiting patiently who want to go into the event, we're going to put that link in and go over to Hopin. So I will be available there for probably the next hour, 2 hours, depending on if so many of you have conversations. I'm not going to turn any of you away. So you can come talk to me in there. If anybody has a quick question, shout it out, or we'll just see you over there. Lakota, could you put that link in, or do you want me? I can grab it.
Yeah, either way, I can put it in if you want.
That'd be great.
Sure.
And so when you click that link, I encourage you all to click the link now so that it opens in the browser, because once we close the Zoom, you won't be able to get it.
Where is the link?
Where is it?
I'm about to put it in. I'm just getting it from
Put it in where?
in the chat box.
Chat.
Oh, okay.
See where the chat is?
Ah, I see it.
There you go.
Here.
That in.
Bye.
And thank you.
I have a
Okay.
question about the video.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought I heard you mention something about if we have a video presentation made, then we can't also be live.
Right. It's in the back end. You either put in that somebody's going to be live or they're going to have the video. And when you go on, you'll see it says live for anybody that would have a video. Obviously, when you go into the sample, people will not be in their booths. We made samples, but like I said, Lakota and I will be in our live videos. But you can also turn videos on and you can pretend that you're the artist in their booth if you want. But yeah, it's one or the other. And so we want to really encourage you.
Okay, thank you.
Question, when you, with the link, it says you need to put in a password.
You have to create an account on Hopin, and you can do that by linking Google or Facebook or putting in an email address and a password.
Thank you.
It's not a 24-hour event, Lisa, to answer your question. It's going to be 10 to 5 each day. So I don't think, actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if it does stay live the whole time. That's a really good question. Because now I'm realizing, shoot, do you have to do it 2 days? I'll find that out. That's a great question.
Well, even if it's live, it doesn't mean we all have to be in our booth from 10 to 5. We can turn video off and say we'll be back at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, the issue is that it says live like on the main page. So I'm just thinking for customers.
But we get a ding when someone wants to see our booth instead of sitting
I
there?
don't think it has sound.
Huh. Okay.
That's one of the, no platform is perfect. And we don't have I think you needed like $12,000 to have a customizable one if they can even do that. We're not in a position as a nonprofit to be able to do that. So did every
hours?
They're good. We're planning on having them 10 to 5. I'm going to figure out this question that Lisa asked because it's a really good one to we might end up, I know that one way to do that is to just have people have to register for both days when they sign up, but I'm gonna look into that.
This over here.
So did everybody grab the link?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody, I'm gonna go into my booth over there unless anybody needs me here.
Nope. Let's
Okay.
see you in your booth.
All right, well, thank you all so much for joining us, and I'll see you over in Hopin.